family? You tapped into the DOA TBM. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content and updates. Shit. One of the things we've seen recently is Madonna, surprisingly, has been called out for the adoption of some of her kids, I'm guessing, and she's been accused of child trafficking in Malawi. There's several reports that have come in and said that she's accused of human trafficking and sexually exploiting children by a charity organization called the Ethiopian World Federation. And they state that, it's a civic organization that pushes policies and advocates to change the laws that are there to harm black people. And there's been like a series of images and stuff going online with allegedly her adopted son by the name of David Bander, and people are saying that he's being used for sexual exploitation and experiments and stuff like that. There's been an array of like pictures that with him kind of dressed funny and weird, and her and him like looking very close and stuff like that. I don't know if you've had a chance to see any of these images, but some people say these things have been going on for a long time with these celebrities going to places like Africa and exploiting people. So even like with your experience talking about the industry and just like, that kind of the different type of people that are out there, I guess, recruiting. And we see one of the images right here, and there's been others and stuff like that. But what do you think of this? Madonna, who was somebody who was, heralded as quite an icon, now being called out for allegedly, exploitation of black children in Africa, sort of growing and grooming them to be a particular kind of way.
I mean, I don't know too much about the story, but Madonna always been on some free shit. Madonna always been on some freak shit too. At the same time, the homie from Jodeci, my homie Dalvin used to tell me those stories and stuff like that. And then she always had people from the LGBT community down with her, and they on some free shit. So I think that people is just seeing it and just using it to just to bash her. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never heard nothing about Madonna doing nothing before. You know what I'm saying? She always was squeaky clean and kept her nose clean and was just being a star like how she was supposed to. So, she always been around black people. So that shit they talking about her exploiting black people, she always been around black people, always had black people in her circle. You know what I'm saying? When the racist white people didn't understand it, they didn't want her to. But no, I don't think that about Madonna. You know what I mean? If she see this, shout out to Madonna. Big up to Madonna. I always love Madonna. Borderline was my favorite song by her. So
yeah, I mean, I'll admit myself, I was very disturbed by a lot of these images that I saw. I found them quite harrowing, and I don't want to say completely shocking because we have seen, lots of footage and stuff over the years. Now the thing is, especially when we live in a society that we know over a long period has functioned under racism and white supremacy, we do know that there is a white savior complex that exists within the mentality of especially a lot of black people and so-called black people, especially within the diaspora in Africa and places like that, where they feel as though, a white person is a particular savior. I knew a white businessman from the UK myself who used to mine jewelry and have people mine jewelry and stuff for him in Africa. And he used to kind of gloat a lot of the times about how he used to exploit them and say they're such a brilliant people, but they believe that the white people have the answers to everything that holds them back. Now, I want to kind of use that as a tangent.
Ooh, that's cold right there. That's a cold saying with whoever said that. That was cold.
Yeah, I mean, he meant it, and he was slightly off on a tangent. Like I say, he was very much into his business and being able to sort of exploit people for his gain. I only mention it like that because we've seen like the Angelina Jolies, we've seen Madonna, we've seen a lot of people adopt these kids from Africa and stuff who they say are underprivileged and stuff. Now, I guess there's always two sides to every coin. Some people may look at it and say they're doing a great service. Others are looking at it and saying, well, why are they going out their way to sort of try and get these types of people? Is there something more under the scenes that, I don't want to get too much into conspiracy theories. People are mentioning stuff like adrenochrome and this and that and saying that, there's all sorts of things that be happening with people like using these kids for social experiments and sometimes even actual experimentation and stuff like that and sacrifices. So I find some of those pictures to be quite harrowing because it's one thing when you see some of these missionary images with people living in a society that functions under racism and white supremacy, definitely pushing that kind of ideology visually, like this person is a great savior and stuff like that. I believe you should help everybody where you can. You shouldn't have an agenda for it. If you want to help people, help black people, white people, help everybody. It shouldn't be like I just want to help these people, but there's kind of something in it for you secretly and stuff like that. I think you should just help whoever's in front of you and needs the help the most, not go out your way sometimes to do some stuff that I don't know. We don't know everybody's agenda or what's in their heart though, so it can be hard to say.
The world was built on agenda. If the world is built on agenda, this whole shit is about agenda. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. The, you never know if she just, sometimes people have in their mind, I want to have a family, and I want to have a family of all races. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get bashed.
Michael Jackson tried it. He
You
got
know what I
those
mean?
kind of
It's like
thoughts. That
it,
was
it
good
shouldn't
night.
be about this. It shouldn't be about this, but it is. You know what I'm saying? And since it is, I just look at things differently, man. Like, where are you getting from this? What are we getting from it? You know what I'm saying? If you got to look at if a world is trying to hold a certain people back and they still are blossoming and still progressing, not as they should. Overseas, I have an overseas friend, and he told me, he said, black people, the black men, we feel sorry for y'all because you guys are so controlled. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I look at, there's no other race that is having agenda towards them like black people. But why? What is the question? People can kiki and ha ha and kiki, but why is there not a black NFL owner? Only reason why they're not making such a fuss over it because the players is making money. You know what I'm saying? But if you really look at it, they're not making enough money to where you could do something with your community. You know what I'm saying? They make it to where you're scared to do something for your community or they're going to stop your money. You feel what I'm saying? As far as Madonna, I don't know. I don't think that that's her agenda. But the only thing I fault Madonna on is I don't have really no problems with Madonna. I love Madonna. The only problem I have with Madonna is how come you didn't put that money up to get Tupac out of jail? You feel me? She could have did that. They were seeing each other. They was close enough. You know what I'm saying? She could have easily put that money up and got Tupac out of jail. It was a shame that Tupac didn't have the money of his own to bail himself out of jail. That's another topic. But I'm just saying, as far as Madonna, yeah, I don't know if that's her agenda. People are going to be gay. They're going to be doing. I haven't seen. At the same time, I didn't see all the pictures either.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I'm saying? I didn't
I
see all the
mean,
pictures.
to be honest, the most disturbing part isn't necessarily for the fact that people are assuming that he's gay or bisexual or anything to that effect. It's there's been a huge implication that she has been potentially involved with, perhaps the child that's or the boy or the teen or whatever he is now herself. So that's what makes it more disturbing because people feel as though she, groomed into a certain age and, potentially having some kind of relationships and stuff with him now and stuff like that. So, that's some of the issues that's been cited from at this point. It's, speculation online and stuff like that. It does say that an organization are looking into things. As you said, we do hear about a lot of the weirdness in the industry and stuff sometimes. Some people may say it's fine, they're not blood relatives. She just did a service kind of raising them up to be a certain age. We did hear about, it's not nothing new in Hollywood. I think, was it Roman Polanski or whatever?
Holly weird. You mean?
Sometimes these big Hollywood producers have done stuff, quite similar. I think Woody Allen was married to, was it Sue Young at one point? So, you guys definitely let us know your thoughts and stuff. Anybody tapping in, and what do you guys think? I mean, do you think Madonna down bad? Do you think people are overreacting? As you said, I ain't got personally anything against Madonna and stuff like that. I do feel as though, as I said, some of the pictures did come off quite uncouth and disturbing, especially and I believe, as you said, in this world, you should be able to look after whoever you wish. We had Michael Jackson. He had kids that people said were white kids. He a black man, so it wasn't really frowned upon completely. It was so I think when it comes to adoption, if you can make a difference in a kid's life, it shouldn't matter what color they are and stuff. But we gotta live in the real world, and deal with things accordingly and respect people's cultures and the right stuff and ethics and stuff.
Right.
Slightly off topic, I remember a movie back in the day before we wind down, and I'd encourage people to check it out if they haven't. And I believe it's called Losing Isaiah with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
And it tells a great story where, she ends up being involved with addiction and stuff. And, the child goes to a white woman, and the white woman was caring. She wanted to do her best by the child. It was a victim of circumstance. However, she was ill-equipped to raise him the right way and stuff, and this played out in the course of events in the movie and stuff, and she didn't realize at the end of the game Halle Berry back her child. But I just said all that to say this, that your intention can be good, but sometimes the culture or the nurturing of what the child needs is better coming from their own. You know what I mean? Especially if you're gonna be doing things that are like way out there, that's like not of their nature. They're people, African people, they're proud people. They're proud people.
You know what? Now that you said that, I feel what you're saying. It's very important, the fact that she did adopt a black child. If you are going to adopt a black child, black people is watching, black people is looking. So you should raise him to be a strong black man. You understand what I'm saying? A man, a no nonsense man that's not of this world. You know what I'm saying? It's more of your duty to make sure, and your responsibility to make sure that, I'm not dissing nobody's community or whatever they got going on, but we black. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dominant color. So I feel like the man should be dominant. The man should be dominant. They've been trying to
Demasculate.
Yeah, the black man for such a long time, and putting them in dresses and shit. You know what I'm saying? And to where you put people in a position to where they need money, people are going to do it. You put them in desperate times. Desperate times turn into desperate measures. But it's an iffy topic, man. But I feel like I still love Madonna, but I feel like if you adopt a child of a different race, that race is looking. They paying attention. So make them proud. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, look at the world. You know what I'm saying? Look at the world. So the world has made it to where you really can't say anything about the LGBT community, or you're going to get silenced, or you're not going to work, or whatever. You're going to face some kind of consequence. So I feel like that's wrong. I feel like you should be able to say whatever you want to, but with respect. As long as you're not disrespecting anybody or calling people out their name or anything like that. I had to go. In the industry, I felt a different way about homosexuals and all that type of stuff. I don't feel the same way that I feel because I'm not homosexual. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the people that's doing the bashing and all that type of stuff and hitting, it's because they scared. They're fearful of something. They're scared of something. Only time you act like that is when you're scared of something, or you don't know enough about it, or whatever. So doing this industry, I had no choice but to see people that was homosexual. They were makeup artists. They were stylists, and some of them be disrespectful. You have to check them and put them in their place. But to go around and bashing and beating up people and all that type of shit because of whatever gender they are, that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So that's my stand on it. I don't have no problem with nobody at all. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're homosexual, that doesn't mean they're not talented or whatever they're doing in their work or whatever they're doing. That's just their preferences of sexuality. But that doesn't mean that you have to go and bash people or treat them different or don't let them in something or shun them from something. That's terrible. People is people at the end of the day.
Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on MountDownOnline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.